What's going on, everybody? This is Kenny Cummins here, chilling with Kenny C right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. My guest of the evening is a wrestler right here in Kentucky. You know him from Elite Wrestling Alliance. He's
Hmm.
also wrestled for numerous promotions in the state of Kentucky, making a name for himself on the Kentucky wrestling scene. And he goes by the name of the Lone Star. He is Cash Atkins. He's with me right now. How's it going, sir?
Oh man, it's good, man. I appreciate that introduction, man. It been a long time coming. You and I do this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've been to a multitude of EWA shows throughout the
Hmm.
years,
Yep.
from Richmond to Nicholasville.
Yep.
Now they building a good, quite the fan base over at Danville.
Yep.
And their previous show was just this past weekend. And obviously, episode one of Hearts Will Break was
Yep.
just premiered on YouTube earlier this evening. You
Yep.
teamed
Yep.
up with Ace Carmichael going up against Kenneth Gaines and
Hmm.
OG Ugly of the Ben Sherman brand.
Yep. Yep.
So with that being said, obviously I've been paying attention in person and on the YouTube episodes.
Yep.
Now you and Ace have been forming a team. Y'all had y'all there's been some tensions, there's been some, disagreements here and there.
Hmm.
But y'all apparently was on the same page this past weekend. Talk a little bit about the previous match from this past weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Ace and I, it's been no secret. We've had our struggles. Really past 3 ish, almost 4 months. But we've kind of started to put things back together. And to talk about this past weekend, um, we're not completely in sync yet as a tag team. We're pretty green when it comes to tag team wrestling because that's an art form in itself. But I think with both of us just having that big heart and that never die kind of attitude, man, we've been able to squeeze some wins out. And those BSB boys, they're not easy. They're big, strong dudes with terrible attitudes, but they're no easy task. And I think Ace and I think we're slowly just starting to get better as a team instead of individuals. So
Yeah, so obviously not only has Ben Sharon brought his brand to EWA, he
mhm.
is the commissioner.
Yeah,
So that combination itself is going to be so much trouble for those that doesn't fall in line with Ben and his
right,
crew.
right,
So it's yeah, I got the victory this
yeah,
past weekend. So hopefully y'all can continue some momentum and it will lead y'all to some bigger opportunities down the road. Again, if you miss the match in person or you just want to relive it, it is on episode one of
mm,
Hearts Will Break. It
yep,
is on YouTube right now. You can watch that match and some other turn of events that took place in EWA. You can watch all the previous episodes on the YouTube channel, so check
yep,
them out. So
yep,
we look ahead to Prime 22,
hmm,
and they've posted the flyer for that back at Danville, Jenny Rogers Community Center,
hmm,
March 21st. Um, and obviously, they got a guest, special guest
hmm,
coming. She's no stranger to the state of Kentucky. OVW, Wild Woman of Wrestling, just beat cancer. She's getting back. She's making a comeback to the ring.
yep,
Jesse Jones, aka Jesse Bell, will appear at the show. They haven't made any match announcements yet. So tell the people, you being a regular of
mhm.
EWA, talk about EWA, what makes them different from other promotions here in Kentucky?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think what sets us apart, man, is just as our regular locker room, man, the way we just how we're all motivated to make the best product in the state of Kentucky. I've been with EWA now a little over a year. I came up through the EWA training academy, so a year and a half I've been around with the company, and in just that year and a half, man, I feel like we have took a huge step forward in production and talent quality. I think we brought in a lot of great talented people and bigger stars. I mean, we've got her coming next show. We had Myron Reed and Killer Kelly a couple shows ago. So I mean, as you can tell with our latest track record, we're getting our name out in the world, and the bigger stars of wrestling are seeing this and wanting to be a part of this. And I think that's a true testament to our locker room, to our board of directors who put on EWA outside of Ben Sharon. um, so I think it's just the commitment to really push the narrative of Kentucky independent wrestling. And man, I would put our product up against anybody. I mean, we've Kentucky wrestling right now is hot as it's ever been, but we're right there at the top of the mountain. With putting our stake in the ground, saying we're here. So yeah, man. I mean, I think it's just the heart of the locker room that's really pushing forward and wanting to give the fans what they deserve. And that's a great what is a great product. So
So obviously, I've heard of EWA through Adrian Alexander.
right.
So that's his promotion. He's not
Mhm.
just working behind the scenes, but he's an active wrestler himself.
Right. Right.
And when EWA got started, it was at Frankfurt.
Right.
And I was mentioning some of the cities that y'all been at in the past couple of years. So it started at Frankfurt, then
Hmm.
it was at Richmond, done shows in Nicholasville,
Hmm.
and now you're active home with Danville, and you've been there for mostly Richmond and for Danville.
Right.
How would you describe the atmosphere of Danville compared to the other cities that you've been a part of?
Right. Man, I would say our Danville faithful, man, they always show up, they're always loud, they're always, in the moment and in tune with what we're putting on. So I mean, they're a great crowd. I remember our Richmond crowds well. I was still coming up, but I was there. Great crowd, and when we made the switch, anytime you make a switch, there's with change, you never know what's to come. But I think what we've built in Danville is a strong, consistent fan base. And what I've heard, man, I think Danville's going to be our home for a while, which is great. Because I think we're really starting to build a reputation there in Danville, and it's a great city with a lot of things to offer. So I definitely would say that our Danville crowd has been our best with just how invested they are with EWA consistently. So
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, Danville, is right past Nicholasville.
yeah,
So for
yep,
those that's going, anyone that goes from Lexington to Nicholasville, you have to go through that traffic at
yeah,
Lexington and Nicholasville
yeah.
Road
Tell me
at
about it.
Lexington. It's pretty hectic,
Yeah. Oh
especially
yeah.
in the afternoons. But
Hmm.
from what I've seen, Danville definitely has been the best crowd that EWA's had.
Hmm.
It feels like it's growth from Frankfurt to Richmond to Danville.
I agree.
Danville has showed up and show out time and time again. They do one show a month at the Jenny Rogers Community Center. And if you are in the Lexington area or Nicholasville or even Danville for that matter, they do at least one or two shows a month, and they do travel in Central Kentucky. So get familiar with
Hmm.
Elite
Yep.
Wrestling Alliance. The next show is March 21st. Tickets will be going on sale soon. Match announcements will soon follow. Tap in with EWA in Central Kentucky. They're doing incredible things.
Yep.
So shout out to Aaron Rhodes. Shout out to Tripping Balls, and and yes, that is a name.
That is his actual name.
That
Yeah.
that's his actual moniker, his name.
Moniker. Yeah.
Uh, and Bobby Blade, obviously, he's on commentary as well. So, in addition to the Danville shows, and it was already announced, All Star Classic is coming back this year,
Yep. Yep.
and the first announcement they made is an individual that you may have seen on television, former WWE star, Intercontinental Champion, former TNA star, former TNA World Champion, the man with the microphone, the man with the strong vocals when he introduced his name,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Anderson is coming to EWA at the All Star Classic on April. And you mentioned EWA has brought in household, some notable names.
Yep.
Myron Reed has been there. Killer Kelly has been there. Just to name a few. How are you feeling about Mr. Anderson being on board for EWA in April?
Yeah, man. That I had no idea that was coming, and so I was just as surprised and excited as all the fans that saw that when that was announced. Shoot, I mean, as a young fan, man, he was one of the most entertaining stars in the business, whether he was in TNA or WWE. I mean, he, like you said, the man with the microphone, man, he'd get that microphone and he would blow you away every time. Um, I definitely think he is the biggest star and biggest name we've had come in so far. No disrespect to our others, they are they're very big stars, but Mr. Anderson, everybody knows, and he's been doing it so long. He's been wrestling longer than I've been alive. Uh, so I personally am very excited. I'll be very excited to share a locker room with him. Um, I'm gonna probably annoy him with so many questions and asking him for advice. But the All Star Classic. That's in a way that's kind of like our WrestleMania. That's probably our biggest show of the year. Um, so with having him in the building for that show, I expect it to be the biggest show EWA's ever put on. So it's very exciting. It'll be in Richmond. They'll be getting more details about that soon because we're almost into March, so it's getting
Yeah,
close. But I would suggest if you are a wrestling fan of any kind of wrestling or company or promotion, come to the All Star Classic in April and see that because that is as big as it gets. And then, of course, come on the 21st to Danville to see our Prime 22 with, all the great talent we'll have in that show. But yeah,
yeah,
man, it's an exciting time to be an EWA athlete, but also an EWA.
yeah. Sorry about that. But
Oh, you're good.
yeah. So EWA, the All Star Classic, I will say from last year's show, that is a star-studded show. So not only are you going to get some notable names in particular, you're going to get some big names on the independent scene. Because when I was at that show last year,
Mhm.
it was stacked with talent. A
Oh my
lot
goodness.
of people made their way to went above and beyond to make that show special.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
it was a
incredible.
special show to watch, and I think they that was the same day that the women's championship was introduced for the first time. So
Yep, yep.
now
Lexi
you
became
have
the first ever
yeah
champion that day last All Star
she
Classic.
held the title for 10 months and went on to lose it to Brooklyn Bray, who's an up and comer here in
Yeah.
Kentucky. So be keep an eye on her. I'm pretty sure Jesse Bell's chomping at the bit, being that first challenger for that women's championship. And
Could you imagine
I
that being your first title
yeah,
defense?
against
Ooh.
against against Kentucky royalty, wrestling royalty. If you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep.
And I did had a chat with Lexi after the show. She said she ain't going out like that. She gonna be back in the hunt somehow.
Hey, if
Uh,
you know Lexi, she's not going down without a
yeah,
fight, man.
yeah.
So
She's you know she got history. She's got pedigree with her family as well.
yep,
So it's something to keep an eye on for sure.
absolutely.
So check out EWA. They got shows at Danville monthly. They do have shows in other areas in Central Kentucky as well. Check
Hmm.
them out on Facebook. Elite Wrestling Alliance keeps you updated on the upcoming events, and they also be posting the YouTube uh, episodes as well. Episode one of Hearts for Break just posted on YouTube earlier this evening. You
Yep,
can watch, you can relive some of the matches from this past weekend, including Cash Out versus BSB.
that's
Now,
right.
Mr. Atkins,
Hmm.
um, you've been wrestling for a little over a year plus now. You
Right.
have wrestled in different promotions in Kentucky.
Hmm.
Um, where do you see yourself in the coming years? You see yourself expanding outside of EWA a little bit more this year? What do you have in store for 2026?
Right. Yeah. That's a great question. Well, as this 2026 started, I've started having opportunities present themselves to me. I made my first appearance with Appalachian Mountain Wrestling this past Sunday at Too Sweet. Um, let's see, I've got next weekend I'll be with UCW in Cloverport. Um, I'll be challenging Charles Colton for his championship at that show in Cloverport next weekend. So, and then this Sunday I'll be at A&W Showdown at the Corbin Civic Center, wrestling Lord Murphy for my debut match with A&W. So, I've had a lot of great opportunities present themselves to me as this year's began, and I'm very flattered, very honored. So I'll definitely be doing those appearances and hopefully more in the future with those two companies. So I'm pretty excited. Kentucky's my home, so I want to try to travel around this state and wrestle in the state as much as I can. Um, but I'm also interested in future out of state stuff. Hitting the road and learning and growing and wrestling the best of the best, man. So there's a lot of new things coming up, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Check out Cash Atkins this weekend. I know Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, similar to EWA, they got YouTube episodes as well.
Yep,
So, and yeah, from what I've seen, they had a really good turnout in Lexington. Of course,
they
that
did.
show was postponed because of the snowstorm, but they were able to get that show, and they had the Good Brothers. They
Oh
had
man,
Carl Anderson,
yep,
Luke Gallows in there. So that
awesome guys. It was
yeah,
a pleasure to share the locker room with them.
yeah. So check out Cash this Sunday at Corbin, Kentucky.
Mhm.
Definitely Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. That is Cal Maggart and Anthony Presley.
Yep.
Um, so that's us. They always come through with their big shows as
Oh yeah.
well.
Yep.
So
They sure do.
be on the lookout for that.
Yep.
And check out Cash on social media. I know he's on Facebook. Look him up, professional wrestler Cash Atkins on Facebook,
Yep.
and he'll keep you posted on upcoming events. He's
Yep.
got merch. He's got a lot in store. I've been telling people that Kentucky, their wrestling scene, they got a lot going on right now, and it's just something to really pay attention to. The talent is there, the promotions is there. All they need is just that support from the fans, whether you're sharing the posts or whether you're there in person. There's a lot that Kentucky wrestling has right now.
Absolutely.
So
I
go check them out.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to come in when I did because, man, my first year, it's like everywhere in Kentucky when it comes to wrestling has just exploded. There's just so much going on. So, as an up and coming wrestler, I'm very fortunate and blessed to have so many opportunities. And shoot, man, as a fan, we're spoiled. We got so many great options to choose from. You got the Good Brothers came to Kentucky. Ken Anderson's coming to Kentucky. It's just a great time, man. Very, very exciting time.
Yeah, Kentucky does have a story history of wrestling,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and you seen like you people like you definitely represent the next generation of
Thank you.
Kentucky talent. People that people really need to keep an eye on. Like a lot of promising, talented you, Marty Clay. You got a veteran like Ace came back from his hiatus.
Hmm.
You got the BSB. You got Adrian. You got Steelwool and Lexi, obviously, with her experience. Brooklyn Ray, definitely someone of the future as well. So
Right.
there's a lot of good talent in Kentucky, and so definitely keep an eye on them. And again, this Sunday, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, Corbin, Kentucky, uh, at the Corbin Civic Center, I
Civic
believe.
Center.
So that's
Yes, sir.
coming up. And then for EWA, their next two shows, March 21st at the Jenny Rogers Community Center, Danville, Kentucky. Stay tuned for
Yep.
ticket information and match announcements. And Jessie Bell makes her EWA debut.
Hmm.
She
Big
ain't just
time.
going, yeah, she ain't just, I don't, she might be coming from Brooklyn. It looks like.
I'm a Brooklyn fan, man. But like I said, could you imagine just winning the title and then you got
Yeah,
that coming down for your first defense?
yeah,
Woo!
and she's on comeback tour.
Yeah.
You know, she's been on
Yeah.
the sidelines because of cancer,
Yeah.
and she beat it, and now she's looking to take further aggression on
Yeah.
anyone. So,
Yeah. She's
and
probably telling herself she's got a lot to prove coming back,
yeah,
man.
yeah, she
Yeah.
got she beat her being the OG. You know,
Yep.
she's trying to show these young girls, like, hey, man, just because I've been away from a minute, don't mean y'all gonna be taking over. I'm still here. I'm still breathing.
That's
So
right.
that's it's gonna be a fun few months getting into the spring season, and I feel like that's when wrestling, independent wrestling, really kicks into high gear once we get through the winter, the snow weather, and all that other just stuff. So. But
Yeah.
it's great to have you on, Cash. Props to you on everything you've done up to this point. I'm definitely looking forward to see you flourish a lot more in the wrestling scene and keep doing your thing, man. Thank you for your time.
Hey, brother, I really appreciate you having me on. I appreciate your kind words and man, you're a great dude and doing this stuff here, man, that's important to wrestling and we want to thank you for everything you do for wrestling too. So,
Props to you, man. You have a good night. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in March, hopefully.
yep. Yes, sir. We'll see you then. Thanks, brother.
I'll take it easy, man.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right.